Hey, this is Walter Jones.
This is Austin St. John.
And you're listening to
Ranger Danger.
In the podcasting life, they must fight to survive. Shackled by the chains of their past. They're the biggest of geeks, cause they watch every week. Subscribe to see if they can last. Go, go, Ranger Danger. We can't ever stop. Go, go, Ranger Danger. We will podcast till we drop. Probably forever. Yeah, whatever. Ranger Danger, Ranger Danger, Ranger Danger, Ranger Danger, Ranger Danger, Dino Charge.
Welcome once again to Ranger Danger Dino Charge. This is the podcast where we've got the eye of the tiger, a fighter, dancing through the fire. Because we are a champion, and you're going to hear us roar.
I don't like that song.
What's wrong with it?
It's just, there's no actual, everything that she is saying is just like an existing metaphor placed in an order that rhymes. There's not actually any substance to it.
You know about the part where she says, right?
I do know about that part. That's maybe my favourite part.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, that's probably the high watermark for that song.
Anyway.
Yeah.
That's not this podcast.
Oh, what's this podcast?
This is a podcast where we watch Power Rangers Dino Supercharge.
Ah, that's right. That's this one. And we're going to be watching episode 814 of Power Rangers, or episode 5 of Power Rangers Dino Supercharge.
Yep.
Called Roar of the Red Ranger.
We sure are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raw.
So, normally in the past, by which I mean last week, I've introduced a new segment called, tentatively called, What Happened on Power Rangers Dino Charge Last Week?
Hey!
The name needs some work.
Yes.
And we're brainstorming, that's fine. But we don't really need to do that this week because it was so good that I told you had to watch it.
Yeah. And I did, and it was so good.
It was so good,
It was
right?
so good. I was saying to Michael, I messaged him on Facebook after I watched it, and it was a good episode of television.
Yeah.
Not a good episode of Power Rangers, which is what I usually enjoy, but this was a good episode of television.
If it had been 44 minutes long, you could have just aired it at a regular time.
Yes.
No, it was really good. We really enjoyed last week.
Yep.
So let's not bother recapping last week.
No.
Because we've got some huge news this week.
Huge news!
Well, actually, there's a small piece of news.
Beep, 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 beep. It's breaking news.
Okay, right. First of all, a small bit of news that we might talk about on our Mighty Morphin podcast.
Yes.
First issue of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the comic, came out.
Yeah.
Which is technically the second issue, because there was a first issue already. Anyway, it's very good.
Get it in ya.
Get it in ya, and we'll probably talk about that a little later on in NPR.
Yes.
Second, huge news. Saban's Power Rangers, the film, has started filming.
Yeah. What?
So they've released the first cast photo. It's
Definitely 5 people.
It's definitely 5 people. I was looking at it. They feel right to me.
I agree with you. In a weird way, it clicked very quickly for me, which is a good sign.
Yeah.
You know?
So we did get a bit more information about the movie now that it's started filming.
Yep.
We know that Brian Tyler is going to do the score.
Yeah.
So he's done a bunch of recent Marvel movies, a bunch of the Fast and Furious movies, a ton of other action movies.
Some video games.
He's not an established guy. It's not like getting John Williams to do it. But he's definitely a guy who's proven he can do this sort of movie.
He's a guy who's worked on legitimate multi-million-dollar blockbuster films.
Yeah.
You know? That's a sign of confidence.
Yeah.
For me.
I really do hope that they keep the Power Rangers theme in it.
They're going to do something
they
with
have
it.
to, right?
They're not going to not do it.
But I hope that what that something isn't just we get a rap remix over the credits.
I don't think that's going to be it.
I mean, don't you?
No.
I do feel like we've kind of moved on, but there was a period about 10 years ago where every reboot movie had that.
Yes, we're not that though. I think the Ghostbusters trailer came out today.
Yep.
And our time. And that used the theme in two different but very effective ways.
Yeah,
you know?
I was really a fan of how they used that.
Yeah.
I'm still not quite sold on that movie.
Yeah, well, it's because you're wrong.
I can't explain it, and I don't want to be the guy who's not sold, because in every other way, I'm really excited for it.
And also, all the people who aren't sold on the film... Actually, no, not sold is definitely underselling it,
Yes.
ironically. All the people who are against the film are bad people.
Yeah, I don't want to... I'm not one of those people. I'm just still not convinced.
One of my co-workers today was saying that the YouTube trailer for it has more dislikes than likes at the moment, which I've never seen on a video.
I mean, I watched the trailer for Gods of Egypt during the week, and that has more likes than dislikes, so that seems obscene.
Yes.
It will at least be a competent film.
Yes.
Anyway, we also know that Weta Workshop are doing costumes.
Yes.
Which, I mean...
yes.
Yeah, that's another thing where, like, they could have just gone, someone outsource it, but that's a studio that knows this sort of thing.
Yeah. You know what else Weta has worked on? Thunderbirds Are Go, that show that I love.
You love all things Thunderbirds related, don't you?
Yes.
Except, how do you feel about that Thunderbirds reboot movie?
Not good.
Which did have a rap rock remix of that film.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the archetypal shitty reboot movie.
Here's the thing. I have fondness for that film.
Yeah.
Because I saw it when I was like 8.
Yes, you were the target market.
And it was a movie that was meant for me, someone who'd never seen any Thunderbirds previously.
Yeah.
And there's one shot where instead of human hands, it's a close-up of a puppet hand. That's all the shit I need in a movie. That's my sort of...
But that was also 1 second of a not short film. Or it probably is short, but in my mind it's not short because it is a slog of a film.
Yeah. Oh boy. Anyway, look, this press release about everybody working on the film, it's just filled with names and credits.
Yes.
And I'm just, I'm a little hopeful. And seeing that cast photo has really just made me go like, okay.
It's a real thing now,
Yeah.
It's a real thing now.
They can't not make this movie now.
Yeah.
It's weird that we still don't know who's playing Zordon.
Again, I don't think it is, because that's something they could not cast until they're done with principal photography.
Sure. I hope that they're not leaving Zordon out.
That would be a weird decision.
It would be a weird decision, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I think you could have Rita be just Rita.
Yes.
If you wanted to drop Goldar and Squad and Babu and Finster.
Yep.
And I think you could probably drop Alpha if you wanted just Zordon. But I think you gotta have those two players on either side.
Yes.
Because otherwise they just got to figure all this shit out without any exposition.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be sad?
Yeah.
They have to learn by doing instead of pointless exhibition.
I mean, how would you figure out that with that coin and that belt buckle, if you shout the name of a dinosaur, it makes you a superhero? Do you know how many things I tried before I tried yelling Tyrannosaurus?
You definitely start by putting it onto a belt.
Yeah, right.
You know?
And then, okay, great.
Wearing the belt, what happens?
Nothing, mate.
Have you considered that there's just a button on it, and they don't need to shout their dinosaur names?
Oh, that's just for... I mean, that is... We have seen them yell other things.
Yeah.
So...
It's really just for their sake, It makes them feel good.
Just so they remember which one they have to summon.
Yeah, but also you want to get hyped,
Yeah, that's fair.
If you sort of like click your thing and don't say anything, it's a muted event.
So anyway, this movie is really happening.
Yeah.
I did want to mention, before we go on, how we're going to, spoiler policy, Ranger Danger spoiler policy.
Mm-hmm.
I think any officially released photos, like when they finally show us the suits.
Yep.
And, the official trailer, that stuff, fair podcast game. Any paparazzi shots or, leaked footage or anything like that, we're not going to talk about.
There's also going to come a point... I'll probably watch the first trailer.
Yep.
And I'll look at some of the first official photos. But that sort of 4-month lead up to the film where they start releasing everything...
I'm going to try and lock it down.
I'm out. I want to go into the film fresh.
Yes.
So.
I'd love to be surprised by this movie.
Yes.
So if you send something to us with in an email with a headline, did you see this new leaked photograph? Please don't be offended if I don't even open it.
Yes. And please don't put the spoilery subject of the photograph in your subject line or something like that. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's a dick move.
That is a dick move.
You know?
Yeah, it would be great to get into this movie and be like, oh man, I haven't seen the Megazord yet. What does a Megazord look like?
Yes.
And that won't happen because
No.
there'll be a toy that'll leak and we'll all know.
Oh, the Megazord's going to be the first trailer, I assume.
You think?
Not the teaser trailer.
Yeah.
But the first theatrical trailer.
Yeah, probably.
Because if it's not, what are they doing?
Yeah.
You know?
But anyway, let's try and be unspoiled for this. If you want spoilers, I'm sure there will be 6 billion sites on the internet
You'll be
that cover
well served.
every second of it. So it's not going to be us this time.
Yep.
All right, Matt, Roar of the Red Ranger.
Bro.
Any guesses? I guess it's a Tyler-centric episode.
It's a good guess.
We've been kind of heavy on his dad the last couple of episodes.
Yeah.
I wonder if maybe...
They do seem to be bringing that back as a thing.
Yeah.
And given their recent tendency to resolve storylines rapidly,
Yep.
I would now not be surprised if this just wraps up Tyler's dad and we move on to other things.
Yeah, I mean, certainly I wouldn't be shocked if he appeared, like, at the end of the episode and we were like...
And he said, "Raw."
It's not called Roar of the Red Ranger's dad.
Oh, right. My mistake.
That would be a great episode title.
Yeah.
Alright, other than that, I guess let's get right to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See you in a moment.
Ranger danger, Ranger danger.
Now we're back.
Yeah.
That was an interesting one.
It wasn't as good as last week's.
No. The show always surprises me.
Yeah,
In a
right?
good way.
I think that's definitely the thing you can say. It's not always the best show on television every week. And it would be surprising if it was. But it is never quite what we expect.
No, and I think it's particularly when compared to Mighty Morphin, which is so formulaic.
Yeah.
It really does throw a spanner in the works every week, despite in sort of on the surface level having the same format.
Yeah, structurally, you're not going to be surprised by, like,
The
oh
back
no,
of it.
there's not a giant monster this episode.
Yeah.
But around that, they're working this fascinating, like, if this didn't have Power Rangers in it,
Yeah.
it would be a really bizarre kind of experimental television program.
Yeah. Wouldn't it just?
Yeah. All right. Will we just take it from the top?
Yep.
All right. So on the evil ship, we're starting.
Hey, come on. The ship might not be evil.
Okay.
It doesn't have any agency in
On
this
the
situation.
ship currently occupied by evil.
Yeah.
Fury is in media res describing a plan.
Yes.
And Snide is not impressed. Well, it's heckle at the moment. He's just...
Tough crowd.
Yeah. But he's like, well, okay, that sounds like a terrible plan, but no one's pitching me anything better. So, yeah, let's give it a go. What's the worst that happens?
Sounds like working in a creative agency.
And then as they're going to enact the plan,
Yeah.
they open the door and it's Singe from last week.
I like that guy.
I like that guy.
Yeah.
It's weird that Fury is still in the show, given that there's a very obvious Fury replacement now.
A huge improvement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Who does the voice for Singe?
I can look it up.
That would
Why?
be amazing. Because he sounds vaguely familiar,
Right.
and because he's so good, it wouldn't surprise me if he's done other things that I know of.
It's someone called Mark Mitchinson.
Right. Doesn't
And
sound familiar.
he's done a couple of other, like, Monster of the Week Power Rangers voices.
Really?
But, let's see, he's got a Wikipedia page. He was someone in The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug.
Schmaug.
He's been in, like, a bunch of other stuff, but mostly, New Zealand television.
That's bizarre, because he's really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like the guy. It's a good voice. It's the right voice for that character.
Yeah.
And it's sneery,
Yes.
but not over the top.
No, it's interesting, because it's not as overplayed as all the other villains.
Yeah.
It has a lot more depth to it.
Yes.
And it makes me respect him more as a villain.
Yes.
Because he's not so broad. Like, I feel like he has an agenda and there's layers to him.
Sure.
Yeah, I like the guy.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so I think as he's coming in, he says, "Hang on a snizzle."
Yeah.
I would have to rewatch because how could you possibly write the line "Hang on a snizzle"? But that's definitely what it sounds like.
Maybe that's what the kids say these days.
Is it?
I wouldn't know.
If you are the kids, please write in and tell us.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's got a computer virus on
Yeah.
an evil USB.
Yeah, it's
Or,
definitely-
as you may know them, a USB.
Hey, what are you saying about USBs?
Well, Matt, there's something fucked up about them because they always go in on the third rotation.
What?
You try and put them in, don't go in. Turn them upside down, still don't go in. Turn them again, go in.
That never happens to me.
All the time.
I got mad USB game.
That's strange. Maybe
First
you
time
just
in
got
every time.
maybe you've got a USB where up is really obvious.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, so he's got a USB with an evil virus on it, and it will disrupt the Ranger's weapons.
Oh no.
Good plan, right?
Yeah, insofar as something that doesn't make any sense can be a plan.
Well, like, the idea of, okay, the way they beat us is by having cool guns and cool swords and giant robots.
Yeah.
If we can just make them slightly strong dudes, that's the phase where we always seem to have the upper hand.
Yes.
And so they're like, well, but how are you going to get that? You are a giant candle man. So they're going to notice you. And he's like, no, it's okay. I've got a ninja.
I wish I could solve problems that way. If someone's like, oh, how are you going to do that? And I could be like, it's okay. I've got a ninja. And then a ninja drops down from the ceiling.
So Ninja is a monster
Yes.
who looks like a ninja
Yes.
and is called Ninja.
Yes.
And has super speed.
Yes.
Which is not a thing that a historical ninja had, but is in fitting with like your fictional ninja set of skills.
To be fair, his ninja ability is visually very similar to the ninja powers that the ninja rangers have in...
It very much
The
is.
Mighty Morphin
It's a
episode
20-year callback.
Yeah.
It's a cool looking design. His head is like one flat teardrop shape.
Yep.
He looks like he could do some damage.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's a dumb name.
It's missing the other part of the pun.
Yes. Here's the thing, too. It's not like we can use the excuse that, oh, kids don't really get ninjas. Because Power Rangers has done ninjas.
Power Rangers,
a lot.
I mean, next year,
There's
Power
gonna be more
Rangers is
ninjas.
going to be doing more ninjas.
You can't just call something ninja on Power Rangers because there's a lot of ninja.
Yeah, ninja is a word that children will understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, like, because there's so much ninja in Power Rangers, you need to be specific.
Yes. Remember that episode with Ninja?
Yeah.
No, I remember literally
many
100
episodes.
episodes with ninjas.
Yeah.
You are going to have to narrow it down.
It's like Daredevil, ninjas everywhere.
Ninjas all over
Or
the
Arrow,
place.
also ninjas everywhere.
Or Batman Begins. Are they
Yeah.
ninjas? Kind of.
But future ninjas.
Ninja adjacent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, so they say, well, speed isn't everything. And Ninja says, but it's cool.
Yeah, which is an amazing comeback. Because it is.
That does kind of feel like the comeback that happens once a week in the writer's room.
Yeah.
They're like, he can't do that. And they're like, it's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you got us there.
Yeah.
Good call. Alright, so Ninja's gonna sneak up and put the virus on a computer and then evil will happen.
Yep.
Right. I love the Dino Charge theme.
It's pretty good.
It gets me pumped every week.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're finally with the game.
Yes.
And it's everyone except Kendall.
Mhm.
They're going on a bit of a hike through the woods. Tyler has a map drawn terribly in crayon. He drew it when he was a kid. Like his dad always said, crayon is waterproof, so it's great for the outdoors.
Is that a thing?
Wax crayons are made of wax and would be waterproof like wax.
No, I understand that that would work, but
Yeah.
do people use crayons for that reason?
I wouldn't be shocked, but I also don't know that they do as a fact.
Do you think that they want to but don't because they don't want to be embarrassed when they show it to people?
Maybe. I don't know. Coda also points out that crayons are great to eat.
Mm-hmm.
And off camera, we just hear Ivan go, "No, Coda."
Yeah. I love those two.
Yeah. It's great too because it makes no sense that Ivan would be the one who's responsible for reining Coda in. Because he's also a little behind.
Well, I feel like that's why he has Coda's back,
Mm-hmm.
whereas the others are just kind of like, Coda. Ivan's like, no, we have trouble with this stuff.
Yeah.
I gotta help a brother out here.
I was reading something, I don't even remember what show they were talking about, I think it might have been The Flash, about how the best ensemble shows you can... Oh, it was Legends of Tomorrow. The best ensemble shows, you can just pick sets of characters.
Yep.
And they will have an interesting dynamic between them, and you can make that work.
Yes.
And I think this is really... Tyler is the weak link in this ensemble cast.
Definitely.
Which is not his fault because he has to be the Red Ranger.
I'm not sure you can't solve that problem, but I understand.
Sure, but like everyone else, you could pick any two of them and I'd watch that 22-minute episode.
Yeah.
And it's just... I love these guys.
I do love these guys.
It's going to be sad. We've got like 15 episodes left.
Yeah, that's sad.
And then maybe one next year if we're lucky.
If God smiles upon us.
I mean, come on. Look, let's just... Impassioned plea, right?
Yeah.
Everyone knows that the best part of the period of Power Rangers between Lost Galaxy and whenever they stopped doing them was those team-up episodes.
Yes.
So just bring it back. How much does it cost to send people to New Zealand? Probably more from America than from here.
Yeah.
But, like, please?
I feel like maybe now's not quite the right time, but we should start a campaign. Let's really go for it.
Like, even if... I know just one of them wouldn't be the same.
Yes.
But it would be something.
It'd be better. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, anyway. They're following the shitty crayon map.
Yep.
And they're looking for a pile of rocks.
Yes. They found some.
Yay!
Yay, rocks.
Under the rocks, there's something.
Ah,
It makes more sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's like a metal box, like a toolbox kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something Tyler and his dad used to do. Whenever they went camping, they put something in the box. It's a nice tradition.
Yeah.
It's sweet. So this is a bit for Tyler to remind us all that he lost his dad about a decade ago. And I don't mean lost as in he died. I mean just...
Misplaced.
So he puts a hat in, and it's a hat from the cafe, and it's like, the important thing's not the hat, even though it does give you sun protection. That's pretty valuable. But it
doesn't have a full brim.
No,
so
it just
not ideal.
Anyway, the most important thing is the friends. Oh, kind of touching a little on the nose.
Yeah, like that moment in particular doesn't really land, but there is a sense of camaraderie in this particular scene that I actually found a little touching.
It's like it would have been easy for the show to have Tyler go do that on his own.
Yes.
And have that be like, oh, this is my sad birthday tradition.
Yes.
But the idea that he's just brought his mates because he's having a good time with them and he's going to introduce them to a thing.
Yeah, he wants to share that moment with them, which is nice.
So now that we've done that, it's time to ride a motorcycle and shoot guns.
Yeah! It's my favourite emotion.
It's a very abrupt segue. So he's doing target practice.
Yes.
There's targets up the side of the road, and he's shooting them with his gun on his motorcycle.
Yep. I have a question about something in this scene which leads to a larger question.
Yes.
Kendall's relationship to the team.
Yes.
She is a Power Ranger.
Yes.
But she still really acts like she's not a Power Ranger.
Yes.
She's like, oh, I'll help train you Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Why is anyone like, hey, Kendall, you want to go target practice? You are a Power Ranger.
It's like she's all their friend.
Yeah.
And she's also their boss.
Yeah.
But they all clearly get along.
Yeah.
But she's not with them when they go on Tyler's expedition.
No, and even beyond that, sometimes they'll go out to fight a monster, and it will be everyone but her.
Yeah, and I kind of understand that they need someone in mission control. But if once it was Riley instead, that would just sell maybe Kendall's not weird and isolated.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a strange decision because it's not acknowledged. Even if just they had one line about her going, I'd love to join you guys, but it's important to have someone here.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Mighty Morphin always had Tommy going to his own separate karate practice so he could join in later.
Yes. It's just not addressed.
Yeah,
and
no.
It's a little weird.
It's a little strange, yeah.
Anyway, so Tyler's riding his bike.
Yep.
He's shooting targets.
Yep.
But then he finds out that he only hit 4 out of 6 bullseyes.
He had 88% accuracy.
Yeah. And the others don't seem very impressed.
No.
I think 4 out of 6 ain't bad. At least that's what Meatloaf taught me.
Yes, if you reduce the fraction down.
Yeah.
So...
And look, if it's good enough for Meatloaf, it's good enough for me.
I mean, we've always said that.
It's been my policy of life.
That's how we all feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he missed 2 of the targets either. He just missed 2 of the bullseyes.
Yeah.
He's not the one on the team who's like meant to be really good at sharpshooting.
No.
Hitting the target 100% of the time.
On a motorcycle.
That's like, they don't even ever fight monsters on motorcycles. It's happened like twice.
Yeah. And like, I get it as a point of like, oh, you're a little off, is everything okay?
Yeah.
But they really make the point of like, oh, you kind of let us down there, buddy.
Yeah.
You know? It seems unnecessarily harsh.
So, his Energem is in like a special case.
Yes.
Which the show doesn't ever explain, but seems to be like gathering the data, which is interesting. And
Science.
one day, someone's going to do like a research paper on how Power Rangers just says that science and magic are the same thing, without even ever asking a question about it. Yeah, boy. Anyway, so Shelby's like, so something's on your mind, right? And you could be like, no, I just can't hit all the bullseyes every time.
Yeah, get off my back.
Not Michael
Jeez.
Jordan. Like, okay, occasionally I have a slightly shit head, but he's like, okay, so here's a map of the cave where my dad disappeared. There's been some new cave-ins recently, and so there's this big bit full of water. But I figure I could just, like, swim through. And Shelby's like, are you fucking insane? We don't get any idea of the scale.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not like a puddle. It's a big underwater section. And she's like, listen, you need to consider the idea that maybe there was a cave-in and your dad died.
Once again, I understand the point of this scene.
Yeah.
But it's also like, they're Power Rangers. They could figure out a way to make it work.
I mean, aside from the fact that they've got super suits that appear to be airtight. Right? They've also got, like, a giant robot. And, like, yeah.
One of them goes in water. That's its whole deal. You probably couldn't get it in there, but you could find a way to make it work somehow.
Yeah, you're telling me that the 7 of them couldn't go to that cave and figure out, like, the Dino super throw charger that he just jumps
Kendall.
straight over it.
Yeah.
Like, she, in this episode, overnight, invents a sleepy gun.
Yes.
She couldn't invent an underwater one.
Yeah, it's NBD to her.
They could just dig into the tunnel.
Yeah. I mean, Chase drills. Like, he turns into a drill.
It's the thing where the show is afraid to let them use their Power Rangers powers to solve their personal problems.
Yes.
And that's fine when their personal problem is, I have to talk to my dad about how I don't want to go to business school.
Yes.
But when it's a logistical issue that they could solve with about all of their different tools.
Yeah, and also, the issue is Tyler's dad may or may not be alive and we want closure.
Yeah.
Kind of a big deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe let that one slide, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, so Tyler gets upset and just runs for the hills. And it's just a smidge too fast.
Oh, I was going to say slow.
Okay, but there's something...
It's just not right, is it?
No, I don't think it's too slow. Because if we had an argument and I got upset... and then I just sprinted down the street.
Yeah, that's true.
Wouldn't it be weird?
Yeah, you could either walk off.
Yeah.
Or you could, like, just walk off quickly.
Yes.
But as soon as you get to running,
yeah,
that's like, okay, I didn't mug you.
Yeah, and it's because it's for an extended period of time. If you like jog off around the corner, weird, but okay. But when you just run and keep running, it's like you got hit by the green light from the Shell Shock monster from Mighty Morphin, you know? That's sort of thing that normal people do.
No. It feels like what it needed is for him to just go, listen, I need some time, and then run off. And then it's like, because he just goes like, oh, I don't think you know me at all, and just runs.
Sprints off.
If he'd just been like, okay, I need to go for a run now to get it out of my system.
Yeah.
You'd have been like, okay, now he's going for a run.
Yeah.
This is just a strange way for him to end the argument.
Yes.
Anyway, so he runs off, and Ninja punches him into a tree.
Yeah, it's brutal. And he gets that, like, shaky cam, he's got concussion.
Out of focus on the angle.
Yeah.
And Kendall's got his Energem, so he can't morph. And then, holy shit, it's the Aqua Ranger.
Yeah, it just turns up. I had to really, rub my eyes and be like, it's not just Coda, right? Like,
yeah, because it could have been. I really like this. Like, the entire shot is out of focus.
Yeah.
So, we know it's the Aqua Ranger.
Yeah.
But it could be something else going on.
Yeah, you
And-
could sell later on that it was something else and it was his vision that was not quite right.
Yeah.
Like, it adds that element of mystery.
And then, like, by the time he kind of recovers, both Ninja and the Aqua Ranger are just gone.
Yeah.
It's just...
Yeah, it's good. Well handled.
So, in the base, Chase and Ivan are sword training.
Yep.
That's some pretty cool sword training.
It is cool sword training.
Every time there's sword training, it's like, yeah, do some more sword fights. I like sword fights.
It sounds weird when you put it that way for some reason.
Just want
to watch you sword fight.
I feel
Just sword fight for me.
like every 6-year-old boy thinks swords are the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah.
And most of us still haven't let that go.
No, why would you?
Like,
they're the best.
If you give any male a stick
Yeah.
that's like the size of their upper torso,
Yep.
they're gonna swing it like a sword.
Yep.
Unless it's got a little other branch, in which case it's going to be a gun.
Yes.
Those are the two options.
Plus, what it has over guns is
Yeah.
that who dies by sword nowadays?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you don't have to feel weird about it.
Yeah, like you're playing with guns, you're like, well, someone's probably getting shot right now.
Right now.
The odds of someone getting killed with a sword right now, not impossible, but slim.
I did just realise just this moment that a Power Ranger actor
Oh,
is
boy.
now going to jail for killing someone with a sword.
Yeah.
So that made that weird.
But not right now.
Not right now. We're off the hook. Yay! Get back to swords.
Yay. Okay, go swords. Anyway, so Kendall and Riley are sciencing.
Yes.
And they've made a new Dino Charger, the T-Rex Supercharged Charger,
Chargy charge, but Chargington.
that only works on the red energy.
Yeah.
That's fine. We've had precedent for that in the past. It doesn't make any sense. Especially because they've
You
always...
say, like, we've had precedent for it, so it's okay. Like, it's a legal case.
Yeah.
It's like, well, yes, if you consider Power Rangers in Space Red Ranger, you'll see that it's allowed.
No, we had the one that only worked on the Black Ranger last season.
Yeah, it's true.
It's just... Like, they talk about red energy and black energy, and they're these nebulous concepts that, like, we've heard in the past that if you have too much pink energy, something bad will happen. And it's
Don't
like,
want too much pink. I've
it's
always
like,
said that.
is this some sort of weird universal constant? Like, did Einstein in the Power Rangers universe write a paper about coloured energy? And
Yeah. I mean, it is kind of consistent throughout all of Power Rangers as well.
Yeah.
Like, at the moment, in the Mighty Morphin ones we're watching, it is Black Ranger power, Red Ranger power.
Yeah.
Which is basically that same thing.
yeah.
So, I would like to know more about how coloured energy works in that universe.
Like, it must tie into the morphing grid somehow.
Yes,
But, like,
definitely.
this year doesn't have yellow energy.
Yeah,
Does
where
that
is it?
mean something?
Yeah.
Like,
It's on Mars.
okay. All right, it's on Mars. There you go. Problem solved.
Yeah, figured it out.
Problem solved. Matt just won a Nobel Prize in the Power Rangers.
Trying to remember, I found your energy and I can bring it back.
Oh boy. Alright, so while they're kind of uploading the files to the charger,
Yes.
which is just every time they do it, what are you doing? There's tubes with liquid and wires. It's just, how are you? What am I even meant to think is happening?
Aside from like the ridiculous physical apparatus, they're essentially doing a software patch to a magical million-year-old gem.
But no,
It's
it's not to the gem.
Yeah.
It's to the batteries that they made out of the gem.
Yeah,
That
I
give
guess.
their guns special powers, but their guns are just magical
Yeah.
because they appear when you get the gem, but they match the bat. It just
Like, the guns don't have an operating system.
well, they must because they've got an announcer who says what
That's
goes
true.
into them. You put something in and it's like T-Rex Charger,
Yeah.
so it must know. It's oh boy.
And because the virus fucks up the voice as well, which is my favourite crazy detail from this
Yeah.
episode. So yeah, the guns must have an operating system.
Yeah, Power Ranger OS.
Yeah.
Mountain Lion. Anyway, so Tyler comes in and he's still a bit shaken and woozy.
Yep.
So they don't see the big thing on the screen that says, I'm a virus.
Know that it has radioactive symbols next to the virus.
Yeah. It's
I
dangerous.
get what you're trying to do,
It's a dangerous virus.
but that's not what that means.
So Tyler's like, I saw the Aqua Ranger, guys, so that resolves that plot thread that's a season old.
Yeah.
And then Keeper shows up.
Keeper. And you know what? This is furthering my theory that he's a bad person. Because he only shows up when it's like, oh, we should get another Energem. He like appears into the room.
Yep.
And then he's like, we have to find this guy because it will help us destroy Snide. And in any other season, they talk about defeating the enemy.
Yeah.
Whereas Keeper's like, no, destroy that fucker. Give me that gem and I'm out.
I'm kind of hoping when they get all 10 Energems, Keeper pulls out a 10-barreled minigun.
Yes.
He's like, right, guys, put him in here.
Yeah.
Let's just get... And he just revs it up and just bullets. It doesn't shoot magic. It's just rips the monsters to shreds.
Oh no, my hope is he does that, pulls out the minigun, he's like, alright, now you die, and then I take over the universe.
Right, okay.
He's evil, I'm telling you he's evil.
Oh, boy.
I don't like him.
No one likes him. So he says, I had hoped this day would come.
Yeah.
Do you know his identity? And then that's it. That's his entire contribution.
Fucking Keeper.
Yeah. And Tyler's like, you know, it did seem last week like Rusty knew what an Energem was.
Which is good, because that would have been a super weird scene otherwise.
It really would have. I was just impressed that they did a callback to last week.
Yeah.
That's out of the ordinary for this show.
Well, no, for
this series,
franchise.
yes.
Yeah.
Alright, so then they're like, right, let's go test your new Energem. It's cool, look, it's shiny.
Yeah. I look how they snap from like, another like hint in our enduring mystery. Let's go play with our new toys! Yay!
Because like they've been talking for ages about the Aqua Energem is still out there and we need to find that person and we need to sort that. And now that they know that Power Ranger is within city limits, they're like, now we know he's here, we'll get to him eventually.
Knowing he's half the battle.
Oh boy. So everyone is morphed in the field.
Yep.
And basically Coda's got his shield up. And Tyler's just gonna attack the shit out of him with his new Energem.
Just seems like a bad idea for many reasons.
It really does. They have dummies.
Yeah. They also have no idea what will happen.
I mean, don't they? That's the interesting thing. Like, what is Kendall doing?
Yeah, what is Kendall doing?
Is she discovering, like, oh, I could use it to do this? Or is she going, I could make it works on this frequency, so let's see what that one does?
The way she frames it is, I've created this thing that will do this.
Yeah.
So I guess you're right. She has like, oh, guess what? I've created a charger that you will throw into your Zord, which will make it a tiny Zord. Then your tiny Zord will eat you, and you will become half Zord, half man, and be able to make dinosaur lasers from your body.
I mean, Matt, I need to make sure that you understand. That's the best thing in the world.
Yeah, but it's also not something you do consciously, I don't think.
It's certainly something that I'd like a briefing on beforehand.
Yeah, that's right. Let's maybe sit down and talk about this first.
Okay, but that's later in the episode. Because what actually happens
is weirder somehow.
Maybe more insane than that.
Somehow crazier.
So he activates it. It does like a flash. It goes in. The announcer's voice glitches.
Yeah.
Which is great little detail. Excellent work there, guys.
High five team.
And then, like, red lightning shoots out and electrocutes Tyler. And Kendall says, that isn't right.
Yeah. Thanks, tech person. It's like the IT guy coming down, fixing your computer for a second, walking away, and then it exploding, and then going, I don't think I did that right.
I'm going to try turning it off and on again, I think. So, Matt, what has happened to Tyler?
Well, see, what happens initially is he just starts attacking the Rangers near him.
Yes.
And within 2 seconds, someone says, he thinks he's a T-Rex! Which happens way too early.
Matt, you haven't mentioned what happens to his head.
Yeah, his head... I don't even... How is...
It becomes a CGI helmet.
Yes.
Where the mouth of the T-Rex that's normally around the faceplate is now animate.
Yes.
And his head stretches and distorts like it's an actual monster head.
That's correct.
It's kind of great.
It is. But it's weird. It's so bizarre.
And he's doing T-Rex arms.
He's doing T-Rex arms. It's so crazy.
And he tries to eat Kendall.
Yes.
Like, he jumps on top of Kendall in a way that, if they weren't Power Rangers, would definitely get you a criminal charge.
Absolutely.
And then just starts trying to bite her. But he doesn't actually have a mouth.
No.
Because it's his helmet.
They keep talking like there's a real risk here, but he can't bite them with his
He's
helmet,
basically
and he
headbutting
can't
them.
reach them with his T-Rex arms. It's not actually a problem.
Oh, boy. This is the right kind of dumb for this show.
Yeah, it's pushing the limits, but God, is it good.
Because then he, like, throws them all off and climbs a mountain.
Yeah, he scales a huge rock wall.
You know, Matt, like T-Rexes did.
That's the thing. They're like, oh, he's acting like a T-Rex. So I'm like, yeah, if a T-Rex was Spider-Man.
I love this shit. I love it so much.
It's so strange.
Last week was an episode all about, like, not lying to the person that you're trying to date and, like, the perils of living a double life and all these really serious messages about, like,
Healthy relationships.
This week, Tyler is a dinosaur.
But also, spoiler warning, he reunites with his long-lost father.
Yep.
So, like, that is sandwiched in.
We're multitasking here, man. We've got too much shit to do for that to be two separate episodes.
My God.
Oh,
I
God.
don't know if my body can take this. It's just...
Alright, so Kendall runs a virus scan. And she's like...
He gets that Norton's antivirus.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, that's definitely an alien virus on your gun OS.
I like to think that in the Power Rangers universe, Billy went into that sort of business.
Yeah.
Like, he's developing systems for, like, monster alert tracking and the bizarre kind of science shit.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like the Ghostbusters of the Power Rangers.
Yeah, and like once every year or two, he recruits the Science Ranger into like a think tank.
Yes. Oh man, they're all out there, aren't they?
Yeah.
All of the Smart Rangers are just hanging out
In
like changing the world.
In a bunker somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Write that down. All Science Rangers in a bunker.
Yeah. And he provides, like, I'm imagining, because let's be honest, none of the other Power Rangers went on to be successful.
No.
Right? I'm imagining that he, like, occasionally funds individual rangers. Like, if you were a Power Ranger and then kind of found yourself on a tough time, you might get a check from the Cranston Foundation.
Yeah.
That's just like, hey, get yourself back on your feet. You saved the world a bunch of times and no one can ever know. But, like...
Yeah. He's like the Veteran Affairs Office for Power Rangers.
Yeah, but they're good at it.
Yeah. Do you think they have like RSLs for Power Rangers?
I mean, there's only a couple of hundred of them.
Yeah, but like you only have one.
Sure.
But there's a couple of hundred of them. You know?
They definitely have, like, weird meetups.
Yeah.
Power Ranger support network. There'd definitely be, like, a Power Ranger former bully / sidekick support network.
Yes.
That Bulk and Skull chair, obviously.
Yeah.
And then people are like, we teased them for years and it turned out they were the Power Rangers. They're
We
like,
feel terrible.
Yep. Yeah. Everyone in this room has been there.
Yeah.
Oh, that would actually be really sweet.
That would be sweet.
Oh, there's no way that will ever happen on this show. Anyway, so...
You say that,
I know, this
but
show has gone...
This show is crazy.
It really is. So, Kendall's also had an idea for a Dino Charger that may help.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Tyler, much as T-Rexes did, howls at the moon.
And it's shot. Like he crawls to the top of a rock outcropping on top of a mountain, and in front of a full moon, howls at it.
It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. It's so insane.
I'm not gonna lie, I would do that. Like, there's no way I would cut that out of the script. Like, goddamn, is it insane?
Oh, God. So, the other monsters,
Yep.
they're all in the secret ship.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, well, now we've got to find the Red Ranger. So I guess that didn't quite work how we planned. And like,
What did they think would happen?
I don't know. Maybe they just thought it would make their energems not work.
Oh, okay.
Right? And maybe when it made that happen, they were like, oh,
Yeah.
whoa, I guess that could happen.
Yeah.
He's a dinosaur now. That's-
Like, how do you predict that?
yeah, exactly. You cannot blame me for not seeing that coming, okay?
It's only slightly less weird than him putting a charger in the charger, firing it and turning it into an otter.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, alright, Guess
Right.
that happens.
Yep, sure.
Whoops.
So, luckily, they've got a monster who can hunt anything.
Ah.
His name's Hunter.
Yeah, I think whoever names the monsters was on annual leave this week.
Dino's Charge and Supercharge have not been great about it.
Yeah.
He's kind of like African safari themed.
Yeah. I kind of dig it. He has a crossbow, I like crossbows.
Yep, crossbows are cool. Yeah, so he can hunt anything. So he's gonna...
So can anyone, technically.
I assume well is
Okay,
the
right.
unspoken. Like, yeah, I can hunt anything,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to do a great job.
Yeah. Like right now I'm going to hunt a lion. Didn't work. I tried.
There's one, which way is Africa? Like that way? There's probably one that way.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Kendall says, right guys, you're getting in the van and not like their giant flying spaceship that might be more useful.
They kind of underuse that, don't they?
Yeah. So, first of all, in his mind, he's a ferocious T-Rex.
Yes.
And boy, you could do so many studies on just that alone. Also, here's my new hypnotism charger.
Yep.
So someone hold on to that. And here's also a clean version of the one that I just made.
I have a question.
Yeah.
She couldn't have predicted this outcome.
No.
Right? What was she building the hypnotism charger for?
Well, I mean, part of me wants to say that it's just a fetish of hers.
Right.
And she's just like, yeah, someone could use this.
Yeah.
Someone, yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
I wish you could see Michael's face right now.
But no, she did say earlier that she had an idea for something that might help.
All right.
So, I mean, the more sensible explanation is that she's like, might be useful to be able to put him to sleep. Also,
I guess.
Also, maybe it's her thing.
Yeah.
You never know.
You don't know.
The show's definitely not ever going to tell us that.
No.
Right? They might do Sidekick Support Network, but they're not ever going to do what are the Power Rangers' individual fetishes.
Yeah, but it also wouldn't be out of the realm possibility for them to like strongly hint at it.
No.
On this show.
They really wouldn't. Oh, boy. Yes, because they could have just said, like, "What? Why did you have that ready?" No reason.
Yeah. You don't need to know. It's private.
It's top secret. Yeah. So Shelby's like, guys, you're all idiots. If there's any Tyler left inside, and he's not just 100% dinosaur now, he'll be at the treasure. And they're like, that does make sense, I guess.
Does it?
Not really.
No.
Because even if there's some Tyler left, there's clearly less than 50% Tyler on account of his being a dinosaur.
Yes.
So isn't it more likely that he'll be just like in a cave somewhere?
And what's Dinosaur Tyler's plan once he gets there? He's not going to be able to reach into the box. Like, no, he wouldn't even be able to reach down to the box. You okay there, buddy?
Oh boy. Okay. Anyway.
It's just, I take issue with how condescending she was in that scene, is all I'm saying.
Sure. Alright, so we see Hunter doing, I'm going to say parkour.
Yeah.
But what I mean is like when people who don't do parkour and yell parkour. He's like
Yes.
rolling over logs.
It's that sort of completely unnecessary movement that you only do if you're a tool on a net villain.
Yep.
Or both.
Or both. And the Rangers are so close behind him. For a hunter,
Yeah.
that's like, they are his ultimate prey, right?
Yes.
Just nothing.
He's not great.
No, he's not great. And then Coda's like, wait, there's someone else here. Just like steps out, does a low kick, and Ninja just falls right into it.
It's so cool.
So cool.
And it's not like he just steps out. He like flips a good distance.
Yeah.
And manages to land in just the right spot to sweep Ninja off his feet. But also they're both not quite on the ground when it happens.
Yep.
It's amazing.
It really is selling Coda as just cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that we needed any more selling on that.
No,
point, but
everybody loves Coda. He's the best.
he is the best.
So they all morph.
Yep.
I have a question.
Yes.
How do they know that they're Dino Supercharge? Because they used to morph and yell Power Rangers Dino Charge.
Yep.
And now they morph and yell Power Rangers Dino Supercharge.
It's just a self-confidence thing.
Okay. They were like, we had a break, we came back, we're thinking of adding a new adjective. How do you guys feel about Dino Giga Charge?
Not there yet.
That's a bad word. Let's workshop it. They've got a board in the
Yeah.
base.
And then someone's like, supercharged, that's kind of
That's
a term.
already a word.
Yeah, that works. There we go, we figured it out.
Okay, great. So they say, Chase, you go after Tyler,
Yep.
and we'll team up. So Ivan and Riley are both sword guys. Ninja's got a sword, so they've got three-way sword fight.
Yep.
Coda and Shelby are left over, so they're going to fight Hunter.
Yes.
They are suffering a little, the
They are.
Rangers. They're
tough monsters.
They're not instantly defeated, but they are kind of struggling. 2-on-4 is not great for them.
Yeah. And they have super moves in the way that, more monsters do in the show these days. But it makes it look pretty intense where they shoot out 1,000 spikes into the Rangers and then those spikes explode.
Yeah, Ninja's got an attack where he gets a Japanese painting background, and Hunter's got one where he gets an African safari painting background.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Chase sees that Tyler's box of memories has been dug up.
Yep.
And he's like, oh, that's a photo of his dad that I'm going to hold up to camera so we all remember what his dad looks like.
That's it, because look at that.
Yeah. And then just this shot of Tyler approaching him like a T-Rex, and I do wish we got a glass of water with ripples in it.
Yes.
It's kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
If this wasn't a children's television show, this would be really monstrous.
Oh, it would definitely end up with bits of Chase everywhere.
Yeah. So he grabs the hypnotized charger and he thinks he's put Tyler to sleep, but he hasn't. He's angertized him.
Oh no! That's the worst kind of tizing.
Oh, Chase. Buddy. So T-Rex Tyler kicks Chase's ass.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, it's the Aqua Ranger.
Just straight up there. No ambiguity this time.
And the Aqua Ranger is like, right, let's try a sleeper hold. I'm going to hold you like a baby. Let's give that one a try. No, he's still crazy. Right. Demorphs, I'm your dad.
Yep, that'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess that's something that we're doing this week. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as Chase says, he looks just like his picture.
Yes.
But the show has established that the Energems make you immortal and not age.
Yeah.
So...
And in case you've forgotten, he just says that.
Yeah. So we learned that Tyler lost his dad when he was about 8.
Yes.
And Tyler is presumably about a decade older than that.
Yes.
He's not 25, but
Yeah.
he could be 19 or 20.
Yeah.
How old do you think Tyler's dad is?
How old does he look?
Yeah, let's start with how old does he look?
30?
Right. Yeah. It's just...
It works. The numbers check out.
Yeah.
Because you can have... Yeah, obviously you can have a kid when you're 30 and then stop aging for 10 years.
Yes.
It's just weird because he looked a lot more like Tyler's older brother than he does Tyler's
Yes,
dad.
exactly.
It's-
Tyler as actor is probably a little older than Tyler playing young.
Yeah.
And so it's just very strange for him to be look like all the other dudes who have just joined the team.
Yes.
And not be an older guy.
Yes.
But I guess that makes the most sense.
It does. It just feels weird.
Yeah.
Especially because later in the episode we hit some real dad and son moments.
Yeah, with two dudes who are maybe 4 or 5 years apart.
Yeah. How old, out of curiosity, is the actor who plays?
I am not able to find out. It's not on his IMDb page, unfortunately. I did look. He's a relatively not actor.
Yeah.
So,
It doesn't surprise me he doesn't blow the scenes out of the whatever he's in.
Brennan, who's playing Tyler,
Yeah.
he was born in 1990, so he's probably 22 when they're shooting this, something like that.
No.
No,
1990.
sorry, 24-ish, 25 when they're shooting this.
Yeah.
So yeah, the guy playing his dad could be 29, maybe. It is the maths works because of this decade-long immortal period.
Yes.
But it is just...
It feels weird.
It feels really weird to watch.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he grabs the baseball and he's like, remember this? This was baseball. We were going to be... Yay!
Baseball buddies.
And then that beats a computer virus.
Yep.
Because that's how computer... I work in web development, so
Yep.
we often beat our viruses with just love. Yeah, we just
And
show
what
them
else is-
sentimental objects until they go away.
Love overcomes all, including shitty data.
Yep. So then that's a thing.
Yep.
And they don't really spend long bonding.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
They get like a second of, oh, it's my dad.
Oh, I'm a Power Ranger, you're a Power Ranger, that's so crazy.
And then Chase gets a call and he's like, guys, we need you here. And he's like, right, wrap this up, let's go. Given how long this has been a thing,
Yes.
since literally the first scene of the pilot, it's a little undersold.
Yes. And there's some stuff, which we'll get to later, that also, it makes it feel a little weird and unearned.
Yes.
But we'll talk about that, because right now there's monsters.
So Tyler and Mr. Tyler morph.
Yep.
I should find out what his dad's first name is.
Probably.
They morph. They both attack simultaneously.
Yep.
Hunter runs away.
Yeah, Hunter just fishes out.
Yeah. Which is like probably the right call, to be honest.
Yeah, but also doesn't do anything to further my assumption that Hunter is the worst monster.
Sorry, Tyler's dad is named James.
James.
Okay. James.
I think I prefer Mr. Tyler.
Okay, well, we can go with that, but it's going to get confusing.
Sure.
So, Tyler's like, right, ninja, let's take care of that guy. Let's talk about T-Rex Supercharge.
All right.
Okay, so,
I'm ready.
Matt, you described it before, but I think we need to just double down on it.
Yep.
So, like when he summons the T-Rex Zord,
Yes.
he gets the charger
Yes.
and throws it into Rexy's mouth.
Yes.
And then Rexy shrinks
Yes.
to, like, dog size?
Yes.
Is that a fair description?
Yes.
And,
Like small dog size.
yeah, and becomes a gun.
Yeah. Not immediately. Like he first becomes just an adorable baby T-Rex.
Yes.
Then becomes a gun.
Yes.
And,
And then he, like, fires the gun.
Yes.
Like they do to Morph.
Yes.
And it makes another T-Rex head
Yes.
that comes around and chomps him.
Yes.
And now he's got a giant T-Rex chest and, like, more colourful legs.
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah. Which part is Rexy? The gun or the vest?
I think the gun.
Okay.
I think the vest is just armour.
Okay.
Maybe.
That makes me feel better
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah.
It's like in Digimon when they did that thing where there was that season where you had your Digimon and then you merged with your Digimon.
Yep,
Didn't
the
like
best
it.
season.
Nah, too
Yep.
weird.
Too weird.
Yeah.
That's the part
That's
that's
the
really-
line.
They can go into a computer and be friends with computer monsters.
Yeah.
But as soon as those two things merge too far,
Yeah.
okay. That's a fascinating viewpoint, but
Maybe that's why I'm not super into Firestorm.
right. You just don't like the idea of having to share your superpowers with someone else?
No, look, I'm fine with sharing.
Sure.
Don't paint me as someone who's against sharing.
Okay.
I'm not a monster.
Okay.
I'm just like merging my consciousness with someone else in that way
Right.
makes me a little uncomfortable.
So you wouldn't pilot a Pacific Rim giant robot?
Yeah, to me that's different, and I can't quite put my finger on why.
Right. Is it because you don't inhabit the same body?
Maybe.
That's definitely like...
Yeah, and I think with the Pacific Rim thing, it's not like a forced situation. It's something that you sort of have to try to achieve.
Right.
And like when you're not digging it anymore, it just sort of stops.
Yep.
Whereas in that situation, you're in someone else's body.
Yep, sure.
It's, yeah, I know. Give me heebie-jeebies.
Okay, so T-Rex Supercharge.
Yes.
This is interesting. So, Matt, are you familiar with, in Power Rangers, the concept of the battleizer?
Yes.
Okay, so this is something that they first introduced in space, with one that was just called the battleizer.
Mm-hmm.
And they've basically come back every season since, with a couple of exceptions.
Yep.
It's armor, especially for the Red Ranger. It lets them do something cool. It's like a mid-season power-up.
Yep.
This is the first time ever that the battleizer is not US original.
Oh, really?
So all the others had been like a US power-up that they just gave the Red Ranger.
Yep.
This time, they went... Well, the Japanese people were like, yeah, we can...
That's a good idea.
We're going to steal that eventually.
Yep.
So this is called Carnival Mode
Yes.
in Japan because they got away with words.
The thing is, that is the perfect descriptor for what happens for the next 2 minutes.
It absolutely is.
It absolutely is Carnival Mode.
Yeah. Because here's what happens. Every time he attacks, he's aided by the spectral ghost of a giant T-Rex.
Yeah.
right?
But in like insanely acrobatic and entertaining ways.
Yep. I think my personal favourite is the one where Rexy stops being a gun, keeps being a little T-Rex, and attacks on his own.
Yes.
Just because,
Why not?
okay, sure.
And like, it's just so like he shoots out like whips of dinosaurness.
Yep.
And like flips people around and
Yep.
it's
Now,
madness.
Matt, I happen to know another thing that Carnival Mode can do.
Yes.
That we don't get a hint of in this episode.
Is it going to happen in Dino Supercharged?
I don't know. I have no way of knowing, so I'm not going to spoil it for you.
Okay.
But
Maybe they can know just in case it doesn't happen, because if
Okay.
I don't find out what this is, I'm
I'll show you some Japanese footage.
Okay.
But I'm reasonably confident it'll
Okay.
happen. So anyway, he does so many different special magical attacks
Yep.
that Ninja is just dead.
Yeah.
He might have been
It's
dead.
way over the top.
He might have been dead for like 6 minutes by the time he
Yeah.
actually stops. He's just tossing a rag doll around.
Yeah. Tyler doesn't stop long enough for his body to collapse.
So Heckle activates the Magna Beam.
In record time, to
Yeah.
my mind.
He goes. Tyler unsupercharges.
Yep.
Rexy gets giant again. They summon the Megazord.
Yes.
They go into Dino Drive.
Yep.
And Dino Super Drive.
Yep.
There's too many modes.
Way too many modes.
It's too many modes.
I'm so over charges and Carnival Mode aside.
Yeah, sure.
Look, I'm all about Carnival Mode, but outside of that, there's just too much
I think
stuff.
here's the thing. The show could handle one power-up for everyone.
Yeah.
And one more that Tyler gets.
Yes.
Right? But they've got one regular
Yep.
and one in the Megazord.
Yep.
And then one on top of that in the Megazord. And Tyler has one. And the Megazord is modular, so they bring bits out. And they've got a dozen different bullets that they can use in their guns.
Yes.
It's just...
too much
It's
stuff.
too much stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it takes away the specialness of a lot of it. Because at this point, weird shit happens and I know I can forget about it because it's probably not going to happen again.
Yeah.
Or in the case of like Dino Drive and Dino Super Drive, doesn't make any difference to anything.
No.
It's just close,
Yeah.
which is just like,
Yeah, I'm with you there.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so they just... Tyler's dad is just in the cockpit. Man,
It's a sharp turnaround from, I haven't seen my dad in 10 years, let's pilot a giant robot together.
yeah, that's just...
Also, once again, Kendall's not there.
No, she's not. Her Zord is.
Yeah, right? What's she doing? In that moment, what is Kendall doing? She's not back at base, she was in the forest.
Yeah,
She's
probably.
just fucking chilling out in the forest.
You know, don't always have to... She's got this sorted out, right?
Yeah.
She's the equivalent of like a franchisee. She's like, I get to be a Power Ranger when I want to be a Power Ranger, but right now, there's like a dozen other dudes who can do this shit.
See, that would make sense if the show didn't present being a Power Ranger as the most fun thing in the world.
Yes, that's true.
Why would you opt out of that experience?
I agree.
Like, we know, but she doesn't know that she's never going to get to go to Carnival Mode.
Yeah.
You know? I think you should live your life like at any moment you could go into Carnival Mode.
That's this week's inspirational message for you.
I want that on a t-shirt.
Live your life like at any point you may go into Carnival Mode. It's a bit wordy. You might have to work on it.
Yeah, well, I'll look at that.
Okay. So they kill Ninja.
Yep.
It's barely even a fight.
Yeah.
They've got lots of big guns and they've got so many shiny pointy bits that they just... Yeah.
So many moving bits.
Anyway, so back in the evil ship,
Yep.
which is the evil is an adjective for the type of thing that happens in the ship, not necessarily the ship.
Probably a lovely ship.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sweet. Opens doors gently.
Yep.
Anyway, Heckle's not happy. And he's like, Hunter's like, well, now you know where the Aqua Energem is.
Yeah. Heckle's like, yeah, I do. It's with the Power Rangers. Why did you ever think that was going to be a good sell?
Yeah. So luckily, Singe comes in and says, no, I've got a plan. He can be bait. We'll save him.
Yeah.
And he's like, bait. I like bait. Bait's good, yeah. Let's make that work.
He's properly evil, that guy.
Yeah, he really is. So let's talk about the bizarre Power Rangers moral bit
Yeah.
where they try to explain why he hasn't been there for his son for a decade.
This is problematic.
Yeah. So Rusty shows up.
Yeah, and no one's like, who the fuck is this guy? Because no one outside of Tyler, no one's seen Rusty.
I buy Tyler going. Remember when I said I went and saw Rusty?
Yeah.
This is Rusty.
This is Rusty.
But Rusty knew Tyler's dad was a Power Ranger.
Yes.
But didn't know there were other Power Rangers.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
How do you miss the giant robots?
I know. And
They couldn't be bigger.
They've done so much in public.
Yeah.
Just in the middle of the street. The idea that no one has, like, maybe he just doesn't get news in the mines?
What?
I don't know. And, like, it's especially problematic because we know that, and this show goes out of its way to not ever mention,
Yes.
but we know there's been Power Rangers for the last decade.
Yes.
Continually operating on Earth.
Yes.
He missed all of them?
I don't understand how this works.
Yeah.
And then the follow-up to that is, the reason I didn't tell you I was alive
Yep.
was because I was a Power Ranger?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's not... Your son thinks you are dead. You've abandoned him for a...
Oh, mate, you
decade.
remember how all the Power Rangers faked their deaths at the start of this show, right? Because no one can know that they're alive, Anna. But you remember how that was a thing?
No, I don't, actually.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's because it would be ridiculous.
It would be ridiculous. It's just... I feel like they didn't have this figured out when they started this story arc.
Yeah, like... Okay, let's try and fix it.
Yep.
Right? There's a... Rusty sees Tyler's dad get an energem.
Yep.
Right? And maybe he even morphs.
Yep.
Right? But the energy of that morph causes the cave-in that they're in.
Yep.
Right? They're separated.
Yep.
Rusty saw that his dad became a Power Ranger.
Yep.
But doesn't know if he survived. Doesn't really know if that suit could have protected him or if he could have gotten out. So he doesn't know he's still alive. Then... I don't even know how to fix it.
You can't fix it.
You have to give him, like, a Fury. Like, Fury, I was fighting Fury somewhere else this whole time.
Yeah, what has he been doing as a Power Ranger if not fighting Sledge?
Yeah.
And the other monsters? Especially prior to Sledge. Right?
Yeah.
Sledge has only been doing shit, really.
Yeah, couple months.
Yeah.
Maybe a year.
That's 9 years.
Even if he was stopping crime, why could he not do that and be a dad to a kid?
Yeah.
Even if it's like, I didn't want to have to explain the weirdness of being immortal?
Yeah, that's right. Like, over the period of 10 years, you might get a little... You question a little bit?
Yeah, but just like some talcum powder in your hair, just, yeah, wow, your dad's aging really well, Tyler.
Yeah, he eats well, I guess.
Yeah.
You know?
So that exercise he gets in his giant plesiosaur robot.
Yes.
It just, I can't figure out a way they could have made it work.
No. It's just a strange choice. Because it really makes Tyler's dad come off as a deadbeat dad.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was just using being a Power Ranger as an excuse to have walked out on his kid.
Yeah. And like, you remember last year
Yep.
when Tyler wished for his dad?
Yes.
That could have been his dad now.
Yes.
Logistically, just watching him.
Yes.
But...
It doesn't make it better.
Yeah, like what he says is that he didn't, like he couldn't tell Tyler he's a Power Ranger. But then once he sees them all morph, he's like, oh, well, that's convenient. What would he have done?
And really, what difference does it make?
Yeah. I
mean, it would now make it harder for him to hide it from Tyler?
Yes.
That he is a Power Ranger? Or that Power Ranger is Tyler's dad?
Yeah.
But... it doesn't change Tyler's safety or any other stupid concern you could fabricate?
The monsters know who they are.
Yeah.
And have always known who they were.
Yeah.
There's just...
It just doesn't work on any level.
I'm kind of hoping that next week, like on The Flash, Tyler's dad is just like, right, thanks for that, I'm off. I'm going to go camping and go to a beach somewhere.
I thought where you're going with that was next week it turns out that Tyler's dad is evil.
Oh, no. And there's 7 of him. No,
Yeah.
not like that part of The Flash.
The Flash is good.
Guys, okay, I know we've said this before. The Flash is good.
Yeah.
Legends of Tomorrow is not as good, but more insane.
Yeah.
And that, they balance out, I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
I'm so glad I got you started on those shows finally.
Have you caught up with Legends of Tomorrow?
No, I'm still a bit behind.
Oh, that episode where they just go to Russian prison.
Yeah.
And Brandon Ruth gets an episode just of being bad at prison because he's too nice. Oh, man.
I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
It's just, I love this show so much.
Now I just have to catch up on Arrow. I'm telling you, it's worth it.
Oh, okay, maybe. Anyway, yeah, it's just, I don't know how to sell this story. It just doesn't work. It doesn't land.
So I know we're supposed to be talking about Power Rangers.
Yes.
But on the most recent episode of Arrow,
Yeah.
the villains of the week were the Demolition Team. Do you know the Demolition Team?
Vaguely.
So they're villains whose whole deal is they're good at demolition. So in Arrow...
I mean, I'm going to make a point. Many villains historically have been good at demolition.
Yeah, they're good at it in the structural sense.
Right, okay.
In the
So it's like they
traditional
know like how to safely destroy a building?
sense. Yeah. So in Arrow, their whole deal is that they're paid assassins who...
Destroy buildings and make it look like an accident?
Yes, but not like whole buildings necessarily. It's just
they
like
the roof in this particular set?
collapse somehow.
Okay, that's pretty great.
It's great, but when they're backed into a corner, into fighting, they become construction-themed fighting people. It's the best!
I have a
One of them
question.
has a nail gun!
I have a question, Matt. Are they beaten by the power of arrows?
Not exclusively.
Okay, that's fine. Oh boy. Anyway,
It's a Power Rangers.
yeah, this story doesn't work. I don't know what they're going to do. Is Tyler's dad going to stick around? Is he going to chuck a Prince Philip? Like,
So, Chuck Prince Philip?
just come back once every 6 weeks.
Oh, right.
And be like, I'm off in...
Power Rangers Prince Philip.
Power Rangers Prince
For some reason I thought you meant like Prince Philip.
Oh, no.
And I was searching for the analogy.
Oh, he's going to do a Prince Charles. He's going to, no, the show's Prince Philip, the character on this show that we watch.
It makes more sense.
It does, I think. By the way, Prince Philip's actor on Twitter has tweeted that the reason that Prince Philip is not there is he'd already paid for an expensive spa vacation before he became a Power Ranger. And so, he's not going to waste it.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Alright, so everybody heads back, and Tyler and Tyler's dad, who's about 6 weeks older than him, they stay and play catch.
Yeah. Which is supposed to be, moving.
Yeah, because it's in slow motion.
Yeah. But is instead just weird.
They're the same age.
Yeah.
It'd be like if you and I went outside and played catch.
Yeah. I mean, that wouldn't be that weird.
No, but it would be weird if we expected it to be heartwarming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the end of the episode.
God, it's a weird show.
What is this show?
I don't know. And it, hits and misses in the weirdest way.
Yeah.
If you told me last week, Tyler's dad's going to appear, and it's not going to be very good, but he turns into a werewolf T-Rex, and that's great!
Yeah, he's going to get a suit of armor that's his Zord shrunk down into a gun and then biting him.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the best thing you've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't predict it.
You'd think the part that any writer could handle reliably is a dude's dad shows up again and he deals with the emotional fallout of that. And you'd think the part that would be hard to make work is Were-Rex.
Yes.
And yet...
No.
Alright, let's
Foils expectations at every turn.
Let's do some Fantasy Zordon.
Yeah.
But I have a question.
Hit me.
Does learning not to be a deadbeat dad count as a valuable lesson?
No.
Okay.
Because there's no moral decision there.
No.
It's just circumstances that change.
It really is. So I thought before we get to our individual points,
Yes.
we've closed team submissions for people who want to play.
Yep.
So that's the sound of them closing. I just thought it'd be interesting to talk about. We've got 18 people participating.
Hey, go 18 people.
I thought it'd be interesting to talk about who they've picked.
Yep.
So what the teams are. 13 of those 18 teams have Coda on them.
Yeah, because that's the right choice.
I mean, I agree with you. 9 of them have Chase.
Yep.
And 7 have Shelby and 7 have Riley.
Okay.
So Shelby and Riley are a little underrepresented.
Yep.
But, doing fine. I was kind of worried that someone might not be on any teams.
Yep.
Coda definitely the standout favourite.
Yes.
On the other auxiliary ranger side, 12 have Kendall which is interesting.
Yeah.
I think the logic behind that, not to speak for anyone,
Yeah.
she's on the show every week no matter what.
Yeah.
So she's likely to...
It's a smart bit.
Whereas 5 have got Prince Philip, because the odds of, like, they might use his Zord, but he doesn't personally show up that much.
He doesn't. It's a problem for me. Yeah.
12 people picked the Aqua Ranger.
Huh.
So I guess banking on him showing up and being worth some points.
Good call.
7 picked Silver, which is interesting.
What if they know something about the Sentai that we don't?
Maybe they do. I don't know. I do know that the Aqua Ranger was in more of the Sentai.
Yep.
There's some footage in this episode. It's from episode 6 of the Sentai.
Ah.
And we're like nearly 3/4 of the way through Dino Charge.
Yeah.
So this show's not afraid to
Slice and dice.
We might not see the Silver Ranger still. They keep talking about there being 10 Energems.
They do. They can't not have the Silver Ranger.
But the show, the Sentai does also have like an evil ranger.
Huh.
Who I don't think has an Energem, but like could be faked as having an Energem.
What colour is that Ranger?
I think he's like a navy colour, like navy and red. It's,
Right.
so I don't know what
knows?
they're going to do there. So those are what people have picked. So I guess let's get to points.
Yeah.
All right.
How was it for you?
I had a pretty good week this week.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. I'll take them all individually.
Yep.
Shelby, 2 power-up modes. Lots of 2 power-up modes for the core cast. And she also got to deliver the morphing call at the start. So she got 7 points, which is a nice solid little number.
Yeah.
Chase got to be part of a Megazord,
Mm-hmm.
did those 2 power-up modes, and also used an alternate Dino Charger to hypnotise Tyler.
Good week.
So that's a nice little 8 points for him.
Yep.
The Aqua Ranger, despite it being his introduction episode,
Didn't do anything.
he really just got those Megazord power-up modes
Yeah.
that he got to be in. So he only got
Frankly,
4
he's
points.
lucky he got that.
He got 4 points, which is not much better than not appearing at all.
Yeah.
But that's fine. And of course, our Silver Ranger, again,
MIA.
never going to show up. How about you, Matt? Oh, so I should say a total. That's 10. That's 21 total points for me this week.
Well, I did not do as good as that. I had a
Okay.
pretty poor week across the board.
Yep.
So, Coda, Riley, and my Graphite Ranger, Sir Philip, that's Power Ranger Sir Philip, not the real Sir Philip,
Yep.
all only got 4 points each.
Why
No, sorry, that doesn't make sense, does it? Sorry, let me change that. The Blue and Green Rangers got 4 points each for entering power-up modes.
Yep.
My Graphite Ranger got 2 points for not appearing in an episode.
Yep.
And Kendall got 2 points for being part of the Megazord formation.
Yep.
But didn't get points for being in power-up mode because she was just chilling in a fucking forest, I guess.
Yep. Agreed.
But we did give Kendall 3 points for discovering a new Dino Charger because she invented the Sleep Charger.
Yep.
And it's sort of like a little token gesture to the fact that she's creating a lot of the charges, so she does contribute.
All right. So how many total points was that, Matt?
That is a total of 15 points.
Okay. Oh, that's going to make these very close.
Oh dear, I don't like close.
So the current kind of scale of all everyone's points.
Yep.
At the bottom end, 90 points.
Yep.
And there's a couple of possible teams you can have for that. At the top end, it looks like 112 is the maximum kind of score.
Yep.
We, as always seems to happen, very much in the middle of those.
Yep.
So you're on 103 points.
Yep.
And I'm so close behind on 99.
Wow, you really picked up.
I've had a good couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So it'll be very interesting next week if the Aqua Ranger sticks around or doesn't stick around. What happens there?
What's the episode title?
The episode is called Forged Under Fire.
Doesn't really help me.
No, it's not really. I believe from the synopsis that I read that it's another Tyler episode.
Right.
So it like anyone could get those secondary character points.
Yeah.
Matt, let's talk the Dino Charge creature feature.
Yeah.
Will we start with Hunter or Ninja? Let's start with Ninja because he died this week.
He did die this week.
He was cool looking.
Yes.
And his super speed was cool.
Yes.
But he kind of just got his ass handed to him.
Yes. And
Although he
his
did get-
name is Ninja.
Although he did get to do a cool Japanese painting.
He did. And also, as much as it was a Coda moment, that single moment of Coda intercepting his foot was super rad.
Yeah, the sort of thing that happens to cool monsters.
Yes. And it was because he was a cool ninja monster that moment was allowed to happen.
Yeah, okay. So last week we put Singe in at number 4.
Yeah.
Immediately below Singe is Gold Digger, who you may remember was able to create slabs and that stuff.
Bury people in gold.
Yeah. Would you put him above Gold Digger? He's just not quite, is he?
No. I think because he's just a ninja.
Yes.
At least Gold Digger's fantastically weird.
Yeah. So below Gold Digger we've got Wrench, who hasn't really shown up in a while.
Yeah.
We might have to adjust him the next time he appears.
Yeah, maybe there. What do you think?
Yeah.
He's like a cool design, and he moves cool.
Yep.
Yeah, let's do that.
Alright, so that puts him at number 6. So that's a very nice little effort for Ninja. What about Hunter, keeping in mind that he will probably show up next week?
Here's the thing about Hunter. Gonna get real with you. Get up on the mic. I think it's kind of cool that he's lame. I think he's lame in the cool way. Like Kraven the Hunter in the Ultimate Universe.
I can't quite explain why, but I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. Because, terrible monsters are boring.
Yeah.
Whereas he's kind of quite a cool gimmick and a cool design, but is also terrible at all of those things.
For me, it's entirely tied up in that parkour scene.
Yeah.
It's he is the sort of monster that would just yell parkour as he's rolling over a thing.
Definitely. Yeah, he's not they created a bad monster. It's they created a bad monster. There's an intention difference.
Yeah.
That I think is important.
So let's preemptively put him somewhere.
Yep.
And keep in mind that we might change him next week. Do you think high-ish?
Yeah, I'd be willing to go right below Ninja.
Okay.
What do you think? We can adjust it next week.
Below Ninja, we've got Wrench, Bones, Wishstar, Cavity. Yeah. Yeah.
Bones was pretty cool.
Bones was pretty cool.
Maybe below Bones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Above Wishstar, I think that's pretty fair.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
All right. So that's a nice, respectable number 9 for Hunter.
Yep.
I suspect next week he will either be the best monster we've ever seen.
Yes.
Or show up and die instantly and plummet down the list.
Yes.
But
unless he shows up and dies instantly in a comedic way, in which case he may go up.
That's fair. All right. I think that's everything, Matt.
That's it. I should tell you about our internet website.
Yep.
www.rangedangerpodcast.com. If you type that into your browser, you will arrive at our website where you can find show notes, episode descriptions, the Range Danger creature feature, all sorts of fun things.
Yep.
We have a Twitter account.
Yep.
So if you want to send us Twitter tweets, which I hear the kids love to do, we're at RangerDcast on Twitter. Send us an email, rangerdangerpodcast@gmail.com. We're also on Facebook, YouTube, iTunes,
Stitcher,
TuneIn, Google+.
Did you say YouTube?
Yep.
Okay, we're on that twice.
TuneIn again.
Yep.
TuneIn.
Tuna.
We're inside a tuna for some reason.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's a Halloween
It's a weird co-brandy thing that we're trying to work on with John West. It's just...
Well, John West only selects the best, like our podcast.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't have a sponsorship, so if you want to send us some money our way and get some stuff in return, head to rangedangerpodcast.com/shop, where you can buy things and stuff.
Things and stuff.
And stuff.
And stuff.
Have you fixed the shop?
Kind of, not quite.
Okay.
I'll fix it before this episode goes up, mate.
Okay, the shop will be fixed. And
here's the deal, I should explain.
Yeah.
We've got a shop on our website where we sell pins and the movie special, basically. Yes. We've also got a shop on Society 6 where we sell t-shirts and mugs and pillowcases and stuff that is not worth Matt and I producing ourselves.
Yep.
So Society 6 handles the logistics of that. There's meant to be a link from one shop to the other, but that link's, I'm working on fixing it.
Yes.
So if you search us on Society 6, I think it's society6.com/rangerdanger. You can get to us there. But, yeah.
Yeah, you should go there and get a mug. Buy a mug. Seriously, though, the art is great.
Yep.
And every time I show it to people, they're like, oh, wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So
thank you, Ash.
Thank you, Ash, so much. And get that on a mug or a shirt.
Yep. And there should actually also be soon some new ones going up. I've designed like a Dino Charge shirt that is kind of cool.
What's on the Dino Charge shirt?
It's the Xandar crest.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
So I kind of like that. I think that'll look good in black on like a light grey t-shirt, if you want my Ranger Danger recommendation.
Official Ranger Danger recommendation.
Finish him. Is that not what we're doing?
No.
Okay, I think that's it for us this week. I think we've talked for long enough. So we'll be back obviously next week with Forged Under Fire.
Yes.
And we'll also be back as usual regularly with Mighty Morphin Ranger Danger.
That's what we do for you.
All right, so we'll see you guys then.
Bye.
Dino Charge!
Are you going to sign out now? Is that a thing you're going to do at the end of every episode?
Sign out.
Yeah, like just bye. Are you going to?
I think this would be my thing, if that's
Okay,
what you're asking.
all right.
Okay.
Am I going to keep this in or am I going to cut it out?
That's true. You're the one who edits the podcast.
That's true. I'm going to have to make a decision.
That's all editing is. It's
Yeah.
making decisions about these sorts of
Okay.
things.
All right, we should stop the recording.
Okay, I mean, if we don't start talking, it'll be very hard for you to make a clean edit. That would be a problem for you in your
I'm
podcasting
going to reach
editing
out.
responsibilities.
Which button is it?
I don't want to help you with this because
Oh,
I'm
okay.
intentionally obfuscating the
I'm just
problem.
going to stop talking and then I'm going to let you.
Okay, I just read out the clock. Is this like what doing a filibuster is like in
I think it
the
is.
US
I
Parliament?
think it is. You're like Bernie Sanders, Matt.
Yeah, I like to think that I'm like Bernie Sanders in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I'm quite old.
So I'm not allowed to help you or bring you a cushion. No, you stop talking. I don't know how filibusters work exactly. I just know you don't stop talking.
No, but see, for my purposes, someone has to be talking.
Oh, right.
And you were taking that over.
It's a two-person filibuster.
You were actually helping me out.
I think what I'm going to do is cut this bit out and stick it on the end of the episode after the credits.
Okay.
So if you're listening to this,
Yeah.
good job sticking around until after the credits. Sometimes I put little bits after the credits.
Yeah, sometimes they're worthwhile. Sometimes they're this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Often they're this.
Yeah, that's true.
Is that...
We don't end on an do we?
I mean...
What? Now we need to put a real finisher on it.
Yeah, but I don't have like a great joke or anything.
Why would a great joke?
Yeah, you know, like you close with a punchy joke.
Who does that?
I don't know, comedy podcasts?
Do they?
Some of them might.
I guess I'd have to.
What would you close with?
I think that's why ending credits exist. It gives you an excuse to just be like, bye, here's some credits to make you feel like this
Hey,
is
look,
normal.
Matt, it's Samuel L. Jackson. He wants to recruit us to the Avengers Initiative.
I don't think... Oh, I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
But that's after the credits as well.
Yeah, but this is after the credits.
Ah, I see. And that would be a big moment.
Yeah.
Because if he recruited us to the Avengers, that would be like, oh, why would he do that?
Yeah, right.
They're just
Everyone would have questions about that.
I have questions.
Yeah, I mean, we'd be like, first of all, lovely to meet you, Mr. L. Jackson.
Yes.
But second of all, are you sure this is the guys you meant to recruit?
Yeah, I don't want to talk him out of it.
I'm happy to get you on board.
Yeah.
If you guys need the Avengers Initiative podcast.
Yes.
Right?
Or just like some spreadsheets.
Avenger Danger, that almost works.
Yep.
Yeah, we're happy to be your guys, but you've got dudes on your team who can fly.
Yeah.
I can't fly.
You don't want to take the risk of getting out into the field and then have him go, do your thing, and then you not be able to do anything.
And then I like bust out the Zoom H6 and start talking to Whiplash or whoever it is.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, we meant to recruit the guys across the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, it's even weirder now because where we are, across the road is a brothel. So I don't want him to recruit from there either. Not to say that, like, nothing against them.
No, prostitutes could be superheroes too.
Absolutely.
X-23,
Yep. Absolutely.
probably someone in an Image comic in 1997.
80% of them, I assume.
We have to stop at some point. We
Yeah.
can't just keep podcasting forever. Because by 7 o'clock tomorrow, this has to be on air.
You don't think we could go till 7 o'clock tomorrow?
No, I do, but I can't put it up instantly.
I see.
Right.
Yeah, we don't want to be like the Frank Miller of podcasting where we keep going long after everyone wanted us to
I
stop.
think we're already the Frank Miller of podcasting.
God, that's depressing. That's a
No,
depressing
people
thought.
love us.
Not like Frank Miller. People love Frank Miller.
Do you
still.
mean not love like Frank Miller loves us? Because Frank Miller might love us. That would not be the weirdest thing
No.
Frank Miller's done this year, Matt.
Nah, but he wouldn't though.
No.
We're too
Liberal
happy.
pansies.
We are. Well, yeah. There's that. Plus, we find joy in things.
I don't use the word whores at all.
No. I think he would definitely disapprove of you not saying whores. ever. Because that's what he's into. That's his whole deal. People keep telling me that Dark Knight 3 is worth reading.
Right.
And
I think that's because it was written by Brian Azzarello, right?
I guess.
That's what's going on there.
But I have such negative
and
associations.
drawn by someone other than Frank Miller as well.
It's kind of just like his name's stamped on it, isn't it?
I mean, I imagine that they sat him down for a meeting and then he was like, so I had this idea. Carrie Kelly is Batman and she's a prostitute. And they're like, right, great, Frank, keep going. Turn the recorder off.
Yeah.
We'll get someone good in and they can co-write it with him.
Yeah.
They ship him a special copy where the dialogue's been changed.
They have it like an auto-filter that changes every second word to whore, and he just looks like he's like, yeah, that's probably what I wrote.
This is great. I love this shit. There's occasionally bits about terrorists.
Yeah. It's like, this is even better than I remember.
This is the most off-topic we've ever gone, and it's going in this weird bit after the credits, so no one will ever hear it.
I'm not sure I would assume that people, like, stop the record. No, like, we don't have a long credit sequence, right?
No, not super long.
Not super long. And you see that
Can
there's...
we come up with a secret, like, hashtag?
Yeah.
And if you hear this,
Yeah.
tweet to us with a hashtag.
Can it be hashtag secret hashtag?
Yeah, like, first the hashtag symbol.
Yes.
And then the words secret hashtag.
Yes.
Tweet that to us
Yeah.
if you're hearing this.
Yeah.
I'd just like, or like send us a Facebook message or an email. We'd just like to know how many people have heard this nonsense.
Yep. If you do it, I will draw a picture of a circle character, especially for you, with your Twitter handle.
Wait, of a what?
A circle character. It'll be like a circle with arms and legs.
Oh, okay.
And it will have everyone's Twitter handle next to it. And I'll make an individual one for you, and I'll photograph it, and we'll tweet it at you.
This is an amazing reward. I know you guys haven't seen Matt's artwork, but
It's
that's
the
why
worst.
it's an amazing reward.
There's a reason Ash did our art and I didn't.
All right, hashtag secret hashtag.
Yep.
We'll see you guys next week.
Goodbye.
No, I have to put that after the credits.
So we have special credits.
Credit. Okay, I'm turning it off. Is it the stop button?
It's the red one.
Okay.